Hello, hello.
Ali, good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. How are you?
Good, good, not bad, my friend.
Yeah, thanks God, because everything is good.
Yeah,
Okay, so I think I have to share the screen and let's begin. If you remember previously, Ali, we have been talking about repeating a sentence. You have to be careful about the arrangement of the sentence. Maybe the speaker is going to use a simple sentence, complex, compound, or maybe complex compound sentence. Don't forget the intuition. I mean, every sentence the speaker is saying absolutely has a meaning. So you have to try to guess if you don't know or if you don't let me say maybe you cannot hear everything the speaker is going to say. Try to make a meaning because this is really important. As I told you, the speaker is going to say a meaningful sentence. You have to do the same. Okay,
yeah,
okay. Now I think we have to start something new. The module or the form we have to start today is describing an image. Let me be honest with you, Ali. This form is little confusing for some students. Some students don't really know how to describe a certain image, and other students stop talking in the middle of the task and they don't know how and what should they speak. So let's
okay.
exactly. Let's try to give you the tips, strategies that you have to keep in mind just to be able to describe any image correctly. So this is our next form, but let me just go up to describing an image. Aha, I think this is it. And I have to just try to make zoom in to be able to see the page clearly. Yes, okay. So this is our next form, which is describing an image. This is the exact screen which is going to be shown in front of you about describing an image. So this
Okay.
is a long answer speaking task. Absolutely,
It's
you have.
it's long answer speaking task. Okay.
Long is about 40 seconds. You have to speak for a complete 40 seconds, Ali. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. There is going to be 25 seconds to prepare yourself to take a look at the image, to take a look at the picture, to understand the picture before speaking. This is the screen. Let me just try to make zoom in. I know that the screen is not totally clear, but I'm going to try to explain as much as you can. Okay. So notice the question is saying, look at the map. So here we have a map about Africa below. In 25 seconds, you have to check the image. Please speak into the microphone and describe the details about this map. You have 40 seconds to give your complete response. So this is the
Okay.
count. Exactly. This is the way that the seconds are going to be shown on the screen. And absolutely, this is the image or the picture or maybe the diagram that is going to be shown on your screen. Let me just try to make zoom out just to make something clear. Okay, so these are the instructions that you have to read in every module. And this is the image that you have to describe. This is the recording status box that tells you when the microphone is going to be open and when the microphone is going to be closed because you have to speak. Okay, so as I told you, the first thing you have to do, please, Ali, which is taking a careful look at the image. You have 25 seconds before the microphone is going to be open. In this 25 seconds, you have to completely understand the image. Absolutely, you have to take a look at every single detail in the image. Don't start speaking until you fully understand the image. This is the first piece of advice I tell my students all the time in this 25 5 seconds. So please, understanding the image is extremely important. And absolutely, you have to take closely to the image. Now, after the 25 is going to be finished, you have to identify the main features or trends. The meaning of trends, Ali, is directions.
Directions.
Yeah, directions about the line. By the way, we are going to discuss everything, don't worry. But the meaning of trends is directions. Maybe the line is going to go up in 2000, for example, or down. By the way, we are going to discuss this. Okay. I have, as I told you in the beginning, I have to identify the main features, the major contrasts and comparison. I'm talking about the similarities and differences. Absolutely, your job is to find the similarities and differences between lines, between graphs, or between columns, if it is a column chart. I'm going to explain, don't worry. So
Okay.
please, we have to check the main ideas. You have to take a close look to the image and you have to completely understand the image. There is something I need to know. I need to tell you. It's not don't describe every detail. You have to describe every detail, Ali. But first of all, you have to describe the main ideas. Then you have to go into details. Because if you notice here that your score is going to be higher if you conclude as well as the main points, any developments, any implications you can say, or any conclusions. Absolutely, we are going to discuss, but keep in mind that you have to not only to mention the main ideas or points, you have to go into details. You have 40 seconds, 40 seconds, to be honest, Ali, is really enough. Not only to describe the main ideas, and even you can go into details.
Okay.
Making notes is really important. I mean by making notes all the time, Ali, if I want to say make notes, you have to write only the main words. I mean, you have to write only 2 words, 3 main words. Make notes is not to write the complete answer. Some students think that taking notes is writing the complete answer. It isn't. Take notes is only to write the main ideas only because you have to speak about them. You don't have the whole day just to write the complete answer, then you have to read the answer. This is not reading. So please,
Exactly.
please take notes only a few words, 2, 3 main words, that is it. Okay. As I told you before, Ali, some students describe the main ideas in 20 or 25 seconds, for example, and they stop talking. Please don't stop talking. You have to keep speaking. The examiner, Ali, needs you to speak. Absolutely, this module is for speaking because the examiner needs to check your proficiency in speaking skill. So you have to speak. You don't have to stop speaking until the 40 minutes, the 40 seconds, so is finished. So you don't have only to describe the main ideas. You have to go into details. Absolutely, we are going to discuss that. Don't worry. Wait, sorry.
Okay.
Okay. Some students, Ali, make some mistakes and they don't correct themselves. If you want to ask me why, because some students feel really shy in correcting the mistakes, and other students think that the 40 seconds is not enough to correct my mistakes. Don't do so. Please, any mistake you commit, you have to correct it immediately before the microphone closes, because if you don't correct yourself, absolutely the mistake is going to be a mistake and it will be considered as error or mistake. Absolutely, you're going to lose marks. So
Okay.
any mistake you will be aware of, or you will discover, please correct it immediately before the microphone closes, as I told you, because this is extremely important. Okay. To be honest, Ali, in describing images, we have 2 types of images. We have line chart, we have bar chart, we have graph chart, we have column chart, we have too much, or let me say not too much, we have some charts that you will be asked. Let me show you all the names of the charts and we have to complete. Let me open a second book and show you the charts that are going to be shown on the PTE exam. Let me go down to the charts that I have to explain, and I'm going to name all the charts, and you have to do so. I mean, you have to name the chart that is going to be shown on the screen. Okay. If you want to take a look at this chart, Amali, this chart is called a flow chart. Now, if you want to ask me why this chart is called the flow chart, because it is talking about a process of doing something. Again, any picture, any chart, this chart is talking about changes or a process of doing something. This is called a flow chart. So you notice, yeah, if you want to take a look at the picture, so notice this is number one. After that, we have this picture. This arrow is going to be shown about this process, then this, or maybe there till the end of the process, which is delivery. So again, any image is talking about changes about something or the process of doing something. This is called a flow chart. This is number one. Number two, Ali, some people think, or some students think, if they don't know all the meaning of the words that are going to be shown on the screen or the image, they will not be able to speak. This is wrong. It's not a must to know the meaning of every single word. You can explain any process of anything without knowing the meaning of all words. Let me give you an example.
Okay.
Maybe I don't know the meaning of ruler, or maybe.
Sorry, just one second. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. So again, maybe I don't know the meaning of digger or clay, for example. That doesn't mean that you will not be able to describe the image. It's not a must, as I told you, to know the meaning of every single word. You can explain any process just by saying the word. It's enough sometimes, Ali, it's enough only to understand the whole image. For example, I don't know the meaning, as I told you, of oven, for example, but I can explain. I can say that in the beginning, we notice that we have a digging about something into the clay. After digging, we can have, for example, metal grade. This is a ruler. Then we can try to form bricks.
So sorry. So we speak like that, like the way you're speaking now, or no?
Yeah, I like that. But you have to mention the details.
Okay.
I mean, you have to say that by adding sand and water, we will have.
Okay. Sorry. Just what I need from you. Let you try now. You are on the test. Okay. And this do this picture for you. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
what you'll start?
Okay. You have to start by naming the chart. This is the first piece of advice I have to tell you. You have to say, Ali, this flow chart shows that we have a digger. Okay?
Digger. Okay.
This digger is digging or digs. You can use simple present or a present continuous.
Okay.
You cannot use simple past, for example. You cannot use the future tenses. This is wrong. So the only two tenses that are allowed, which are simple present and present continuous, except for Ali, if we have two images, we have to check the differences and similarities between different dates. For example, let me give you an example. Let's imagine that we have a certain place. We have to discuss this place in 1999 and, for example, in 2024. Absolutely, 1999 is in the past. And because
The
it is
past.
in the, yeah, because it is in the past, you have to use the simple past or the past tenses. We cannot use the simple present because the date is in the past. But the second picture or the picture that shows the date about today, I have to use, as I told you, simple present or present continuous.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So I have to say that this flow chart shows or expresses a digger that digs in the clay. Now, this clay is put or managed upon the metal grid. Notice that. Maybe I don't know the exact meaning of metal grid. And absolutely, we are going to use the
But it's
ruler
not our job to, but
roller.
not, sorry, but it's not our job to explain to the speaker what the metal grade, yeah?
No. You don't. You have, Ali, you have only to describe the process, to explain the process about doing something. You don't
Okay.
have to, you don't have to explain what the metal grid does, for example. This is something wrong. It's not your job to do it. Okay?
Okay.
Then you can say by adding sand and water into the clay, we will have bricks.
Okay.
Now, we can say that by processing the bricks, for example, in this one, which is mold, after that, we can put the bricks into a drying oven. When the bricks are dried, we can put them in the kiln. I don't know the meaning of kiln, but I can explain correctly. Then after that, we have a cooling chamber just to cool the bricks down. After that, we have the process of packing to pack the bricks. Then all the bricks are going to be put, for example, into the truck for delivery. So notice that I explained the process, and absolutely, we have to discuss the Celsius, the degrees. Celsius, maybe you have Fahrenheit or something like that. Notice that moderate. This is the moderate, the normal temperature, which is about 200 Celsius. But here the temperature is little high. We notice that the maximum, for example, is 1,300 Celsius. So we have to say that when the temperature is little higher, absolutely just to form or make the bricks. After that, the process of cooling down. I mean, Amali, you have to take a look at every single details. Notice that we have 24 to 48 hours. You have to say that the bricks should be dried from 24 hours to 48 hours. We cannot neglect the details that are shown on the picture. We have to include every single detail, every detail that is written in the image. We have to mention all of them. We cannot neglect them. But the main goal or the main idea, Mali, that I can express the process of something without knowing the meaning, for example, of kiln or maybe champa, or maybe oven.
Okay.
Okay. So this chart is called a flow chart, which is about changes or maybe the process of doing something that we have to explain. Now, this chart is called line chart. This is it. If you want to check this image, we can notice that we have some lines like this.
When I do the test,
Mm.
when I do the test last time, so they are coming same
When you
this
did.
lines, yeah.
This is the most familiar chart. Ali.
Yeah.
Exactly. This is really important. This is the most important one. Mm.
Yeah, but I didn't see anything. Just I'm because it's new for me the exam, the PTE
Okay.
exam. So yeah.
By the way, let me tell you what are the things that we have to do in describing the line graph. First of all, this is line graph or line chart or line diagram or line picture, whatever you want. So this is called line graph. Now, in explaining the line graph, Ali, first of all, I have to take a look at every single detail we have in the image. In the image, we have hamburger, this is number one. We have fish and the chips, and we have pizza. So we have three different things and colors. So notice the red color is about fish and the chips. The blue color is about hamburger, and absolutely the green one is about pizza. And notice that here we have numbers, and here we have dates. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So now after taking a look at every single detail and absolutely after describing, after understanding the image, now I'm ready to describe the line chart. Okay. So this is called a line chart, and it shows the changes over time, over period of time. Now let me try to read the details just to show you the best way to understand the image. So here is the type of diagram. As I told you, that is not, oh, it's not a table. Okay. So this is it. And there is something I need to tell. If you want to take a look at the book that we have just discussed, if you want only just to describe the main ideas, you will not be able to describe the details in these dates. Ali, in describing the image, you have to conclude all the changes in these dates.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't have to neglect the dates. These dates are not written for nothing. Absolutely. I have to describe them, and I have to check the changes that happened in these dates.
So in each example, the hamburger, okay?
Mm.
So in 1970, how much? In 1975, 1980,
Bravo. If it
1981.
is up or down. Okay,
Yeah.
absolutely. All the expressions that we have to use. Absolutely. I'm going to show them to you. Don't worry. But now we are talking in general. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is line chart. And this chart, if you want to take a look at this chart is called a table, a chart. Absolutely, because all the information is within a list. And this is called table chart. And absolutely, I have to take a look with, and not only I have to read every single detail. So the selected leisure activities, the participation rates, we are talking about rates percentage, in 4 weeks before the interview, now by age. This is age. Notice that the percent about age group. We have people from 16 to 19, people from 25 to 29, people from 60 to 69. So this is about ages. We have here about the percentage. I mean, 19 and about the percentage. 99%. 63%. This is the meaning of percentage. So notice that here we have leisure activities. Now we are talking about people that I'm not talking about people who are watching TV or DVDs concerning this age.
Sorry, what mean leisure activity?
Leisure is the time of entertainment, the
Okay.
time of relaxing and doing the things that you love to do.
Okay.
Okay? So we notice that from this age, 16 to 19, the percentage of people who are watching TV are 99%. So here we have what? Okay, let me tell you the main reason of describing an image, Ali. The main reason is to compare and contrast. The meaning of compare is to find similarities. And the meaning of contrast is to find differences. Okay? Contrast. So again, the main goal of describing the image, I'm not talking about the process. The main goal is to find similarities, which is comparison, and differences, which is contrast. We notice here that we have no difference in the percentage. It is the same. So this is comparison. Here, yes, I know that they are the same, but we have something different. Here, the percentage about listening to music, for example, between these ages is really different.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have to find, as I told you, the similarities and the differences. But before speaking, as I told you, you have to read every single detail about visiting, for example, entertaining with friends, relations, listening to music, reading books till the end of the information, and you don't have to neglect the numbers.
What this one, DIY?
DIY.
It means what?
DIY, it's abbreviation. Abbreviation about something.
Okay.
Yeah, let me check this out. Wait. Okay. The DIY means the activity of decorating, building, and making repairs at home. Okay. Yeah, I Googled that and I noticed that the DIY again is the abbreviation about decorating, building, and making repairs at home. If something wrong or
Yeah.
broken at
They
home.
fix up the home if you have something.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. This is gardening. This is dressmaking, needlework, and knitting. Okay, so this is called again a table, a chart. You have, as I told you, to name the chart before speaking. This chart is called pie chart. Let me tell you that this chart is called pie chart because it looks like pies. For example, the apple pie, we notice that the apple pie looks like this. If you want to eat, I'm sorry, maybe I'm a little bad at drawing, but let me try to draw, sorry, the apple pie. It's something like that. If you want to eat apple pie, for example, we notice that it's like a triangle like this. Am I right?
Okay.
Yeah, because this is the way that I have to make a pie. So we notice that any pie, for example, like apple pie, we have here the apple pie like this. And maybe in the middle, we have the pieces of apples before baking it. So we notice that this is called pie because this chart looks like pies. So this is called pie chart because all of the pies are, the shape of the pies are what? Triangle.
Okay.
Okay. So this is called, as I told you again, pie chart. Absolutely, I have to take a look at every single detail. Now, it is saying that the percentage, this is the meaning of percentage, the percentage of electricity production by fuel, okay, source in France in 1990 and 20 and 10 or 2010. So these are the two main dates. And absolutely, these two pie charts are talking about coal, which is in the blue. This is it in blue color. Oil, which is in green color. This is it, green and blue. Natural gas, which is in yellow. Now, hydropower, which is in orange color, and nuclear power, which is in red. Absolutely, I have to check the similarities and differences. Okay?
Okay.
So, and I have to talk about all of them. Not only all of them, I have to talk about all the percentages that we have in these two charts. So, it's not only your mission, Ali, your mission is not only to express the main ideas. You have to go into details. You have 40 seconds. Don't worry because the 40 seconds is enough to describe whatever you want. Okay?
So yeah, so you start by color. Example, the blue, we start from left left one from 1990 to what we have the percentage of the
Amazing.
blue color, it's the coal.
Okay. This is
Yeah.
a good question, Ali. Let me tell you something. in describing an image, you have to go or you have to use the chronological order. Do you know the meaning of chronological order?
No.
Is to go step by step, the logical chain. I mean, what is the first information that is existed here?
So coal.
You have to talk about coal. Then you have to talk about oil. Then natural gas, then hydropower. Finally, you have to talk about nuclear power. Don't destroy the chronological order. I mean, don't talk in the beginning about hydropower, then jump to talk about coal, then just jumping to talk about nuclear power, then natural gas, finally to talk about oil. This is wrong. You have to use the chronological order all the time. Okay? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because if you don't want to do so, you will destroy the unit of the chart, and this is wrong.
Okay.
Absolutely. You have to talk about these two dates. Okay. Let me go down just to show you the second chart. This chart is called column chart.
And this one they're coming, yeah. I saw this one.
Yeah, the line chart, the column chart are the most familiar ones in the PTE exam. Not only the PTE exam, to be honest, it is with the IELTS exam again, because this book is for IELTS exam. And we notice that approximately the forms and the tasks are the same. But this is writing in the IELTS exam and in the PTE exam is speaking. Okay. So this chart is called column, a graph or chart. Why? Because it is like columns. This is a column. And the two main ideas are what? Career and interest. So we will talk about reasons for study according to age of the student. Okay, so this is it. I'm talking about age here of the student. And these are the main ideas. And here my job is to check these similarities and differences, is to compare and contrast. Yeah, I know that everything is different except for this one. We have a similarity. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so maps. Okay. This is called a map. Writing these of diagram. Okay. So this is a map. Now, if you notice that here, my job is to check the differences between two places in two different dates. So you have to, as I told you, to check the similarities and differences. We noticed that in this date, there were only 3 trees, but in 2007, we have only
one, yeah.
one tree. This is a difference. In the past or in this date, we had a river, but in this map, now we have residential areas. So we have to check the similarities and differences. We notice that here we have post office and here we have post office. So nothing is changed. Here we have a bank and here we have a bank. Here we have library and here we have library. So it's not a must only to check the differences, you have to check the similarities and differences. Okay?
Okay.
So these are the charts. Let me check if I have something new just to explain. Okay, now let me show you the rubric. Ali, the speaker, or maybe the examiner is going to adopt just to check your paper or to score you or examine you. Now, if you want to answer, if you want to speak, you have to fully answer or satisfies all the requirements. So please, you have to speak about all the details that are existed in the image. Don't miss anything, any detail, because every single detail is written not for nothing. Absolutely, the details are talking about a goal, and you have to speak about them. Okay? Okay. You have to speak clearly. Absolutely, in speaking, you have to speak. The examiner, معلش, should